Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Lillian
What's up?
and Oronde.
Howdy.
And today we are back with some NFL. We are talking about the playoff picture right now, but after week 14 or week 13, week 13. Yeah. We were talking about the playoff picture and who we think can go all the way and who's gonna squeak in at the bottom and all the things pertaining to that. So first, we starting off. I'm gonna read through each side. First off, we're gonna start with the AFC. I mean, Bills and Chiefs are tied at 1 with 10-3 records. Bills right now have advantage. At number 3, we have the Ravens at 9-4. I don't understand how they're still up that high.
They should not be.
I just
there.
don't understand how they're still up that high. At number 4, I think I said the Ravens are at 4. Ravens are at 3. At number 4, the Titans are 7-6, which I think they will fall. Maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars this weekend. At number 5, Cincinnati with 9-4 record, playing some of the best football right now that we've seen. At number 6, the Miami Dolphins at 8-5, playing some of the best football we've seen. Well, actually, not last week.
No,
but
the past two, they've lost the past 2 games.
Yeah, and they have the best team on paper right now. That's probably a little bit better to say. At number 7, the Los Angeles Chargers. And at 7-6, Jets at 7-6, Patriots 6-6, Jacksonville Jaguars 5-8, Raiders at 5-8, Browns 5-8, Steelers 5-8, and then the Colts at 4-8-1. The Texans have been eliminated. The Browns, the Bears have been eliminated, and the Broncos. So let's talk to the AFC. So we got Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans, Bengals, Dolphins, and the Chargers as of now.
Yep.
I don't think Tennessee, even though their offense is so limited, I don't think they come out. There's no one else that's close enough to them, and that division is so bad that they have to stay in, right?
Yeah,
I think the Jaguars are the dark horse to take the NFC South. AFC South.
They're still
they're only 5-8.
I don't think the Jaguars are that good.
It's not that they're that good. It's that the Tennessee Titans are that bad and can lose out.
They could
lose out. Let me look at
this that much.
So Tennessee Titans, for the next 4 weeks, they have they have the Chargers, they have the Texans, the Cowboys, and then Jacksonville.
Better team.
I mean, I think
unless the Texans go for Tank Bowl.
I think they'll lose at least 2 games. Chargers, Dallas, they'll lose. Plain and simple, right?
Yes.
Jacksonville will be a toss-up. The Texans will be a win for the Tennessee Titans. So they'll go at least 1-2. So that would put them at 8-8 going into the final week.
I think the Jags finish 6
and then Jacksonville for their final 4. Dallas this week lost. Jets lost.
Maybe depending on the quarterback.
Actually, on Thursday Night Football of next week.
I still think the Jets will win that game.
And then the Texans and then Tennessee, obviously that last game. I think they'll lose it. I think they'll lose 2 as well. They're still 2 games behind. So I feel like they have to do a little bit more to win out. And I don't think it's possible. If they lose 2 games, they're done. So I think Tennessee has those one pretty much wrapped up.
I mean, if they lose to the Titans in week 18, they're done.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Well,
I think if they lose 2 games, though, if they lose 2 games, because right now they're 5-7.
5-8.
5-8. If they lose 2 games, then they can't close the gap on 7-6.
Yeah.
So if they lose 2, they're done.
Well, wait, no, because if the Titans lose out, they'd finish 7-10, and if the Jags only lose 10 games, they're 7-10. So, assuming they beat the Titans, they'd have head-to-head.
No, absolutely not. No. I don't think you're seeing it. I
think it'd be a head-to-head tie.
Yeah, it'd be head-to-head tie, and they'd be 2-0 against the Titans. So if the Jags beat the Titans and the Texans, let's say, and the Titans lose out, then the Jags win the division.
Well, we'll just have to see
I
that.
gotta love playoff math.
I mean, another thing, how are the Ravens?
They're
still-
pulling a
barely.
2021 Titans,
I don't
winning
think
games
the
with no
Ravens are
players.
that anymore.
I
At
mean,
this
but you can
point,
see they're dropping the games fast, though.
Tyler Huntley kept them in that game to begin with, and then
They
the
got
defense.
lit up.
They're not,
Bro got dribbled.
Murdered. Literally.
dude. Yeah, no, they're not winning.
I
Maybe
mean, because
win
what?
one more
Who the
game.
Ravens are
Who
playing?
even is their quarterback?
Ravens over the next 4 weeks they have. What we got? We got the Browns, the Falcons, the Steelers, who will do anything in their power to ruin their week.
Steelers
and
playing spoiler.
and then the Bengals on the last week as well. So it's like the Bengals are trying to steal that number 4 spot. I mean that number 3 spot in the AFC.
Honestly, I think the Ravens without their two best quarterbacks, because I think Tyler Huntley's a pretty decent quarterback.
I agree.
They lose to the Browns. They probably lose to the Desmond Ritter Falcons. I think they could probably beat the Steelers. I don't think they beat the Bengals though,
So here's a question:
unless the Bengals rest players.
is Lamar coming back?
I think he has another week. I legitimately think he has another week.
I mean,
So we're not going to talk about that 1 and 2 spot in AFC. Those two dudes are going to have fun up there. The Bills and the Chiefs. They're going to do what they have to do.
mhm.
I don't know. The Bills are looking kind of human.
Oh well, yeah, but granted, they do play in like the worst weather conditions in the world. I mean, last week was snowy and rainy with like high winds. So I can't judge the Bills right now because they play in the frozen tundra.
About as cold as Lambeau up there.
I mean, that first half in that Bills game last week or this week against the Jets was ridiculous.
Mhm.
It was absolutely ridiculous. It was just hard to watch. But I think Chiefs will probably take that number 1 spot because they are that good and they are just playing unstoppable football. Ravens will drop, Bengals will go up, Tennessee will stay, in my opinion. And then Miami and the Chargers will stay as well. I think that's what'll happen.
I think so. Speaking of the Chargers,
Well, how's that
they made our week difficult because the Patriots basically have to go 3-1. They control their own destiny to get the 7th seed in AFC, the last playoff spot. They have to win games. They have to win the rest of the games.
I mean, I think
I think it's doable.
I mean, it's right. Like, who's Bills? I don't think the Bills will lose 3 more games. I just don't think that's realistic. But I think the Jets could make it in over like the Chargers, or I'm not convinced the Dolphins will win out.
Who Miami at? Miami. Let's see Miami.
I think
So Miami has over the next 4. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
Bills,
tough.
the Packers, the Patriots, and the Jets.
Where's that Patriots game?
New England.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins win. I think they can beat the Packers because that's a home game. I don't think they'll beat anybody else.
I think they'll beat the Jets. I think they'll go 2-2.
The Dolphins already got their token win for the
know
season. We're not losing 2.
Give me 2-2.
Because if they lose to the Jets, I think if they go 1-3, which I think will happen, they'll finish. What are they? They'll finish 9-8.
Oh, you think
And
they'll lose 3?
I think they'll lose 3. I think they can beat the Packers. I don't think they'll beat the Jets.
So let's look at the Patriots. Patriots over the next 4 weeks,
They're
including
currently
right now. Actually, they're playing right now. And they're losing.
Only bad Tutty.
Interesting. So they have the Raiders, the Bengals, who they'll lose to, the Dolphins, and then the Bills, who they'll probably lose to. So what? You're gonna go 2-2 to finish
I
off?
think we beat the Bills.
Is that bias?
Not bias.
Okay,
The
let's
Bills
say
are
you go.
the Bills are looking beatable. They struggled against the Jets, and
Let's say you
whooped
go
their
3-1,
tails.
and then you win or lose tonight?
I think we win tonight. It's only the
Mm.
first half. I think we win tonight, and I think that I think we can beat the Bills.
So you
I
go
mean-
9. So you go 9 and 7, or 9 and
9
8,
and 7.
something like that.
Yeah. Whatever the number is.
It'd be 9-8, but
Interesting.
I know I really do. I think the Jets can.
I think we get that last playoff spot. I truly think we do. We need some
I mean, what's
other
the
games
look at the
lost.
Chargers? Let's look at the
mean,
Chargers.
Yeah, who do the Chargers have left?
My Chargers. The Chargers
The Herberts.
for the next 4. They have Tennessee this week, the Colts,
That's a win.
the Rams, and the Broncos.
They could easily win out.
They could win
Those
out.
are 4 very winnable games. That's a team that could go 11-6.
Who do they have again?
And jump. They can jump.
I mean, they'd move up to 5 probably.
Yeah.
That's yeah. At which point, I mean, I think that really would open up the Jets sneaking in there.
It's either the Jets get in or we get in, and it's just one or the other.
I think it stays just like that. Well,
I
I
don't
think
I think the
yeah,
Dolphins.
I think
could,
it's-
but I don't think they
only
will.
thing I think that changes, I think the Ravens jump down to 5. Bengals go up.
Yeah.
And I think Tennessee stays right there, obviously. And I think Chargers probably go to 6 and Dolphins go to 7.
I don't know. I think Chargers will probably finish with a better record than the Ravens, but realistically, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, sadly. Well, actually, I mean the Chargers went out, they win the next 4, they'll go 11 and 6.
I mean,
So
it
they'll go to
affects-
5 at least.
Yeah.
And then the
I don't
Ravens
think
will
the
drop.
I don't think the Ravens do better than 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it'll be these 7 teams in the AFC. I don't think Patriots, Jets, Jaguars get in at all. I think their seasons are done. Maybe the only team I think could get in is the Jets. Like I think the Patriots are going to lose tonight.
I think the
Um,
Jets really could, but it's a tough road ahead.
Yeah, and exactly. And so
My thing is, wait,
Uh,
someone remind me. 7th seed's the wild card spot, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Okay. Brain wasn't braining.
Yeah, 5 through 7 wild card.
So-
I still have faith in us getting that number 7.
I mean, I want
Thing.
the Chargers to finish 5 just so the Titans can be out of this quickly. I want them to lose in the first round. I'm sick of the Titans because
They're not
I
good.
hate teams that aren't good but get in purely because their division is terrible.
like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Like the
Yeah,
Tampa Bay
and like the
Buccaneers.
NFC East.
Moving
was
on
for-
to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the NFC side of the things. Look at that transition. You know, they don't pay me the big bucks for nothing.
Transition.
At number 1, Eagles. Number 2, Vikings. Number 3, ooh, I didn't read the records out, did I? At
No.
number 1, the Eagles at 12-1. Number 2, the Vikings at 10-3. Number 3, the 49ers at 9-4. And number 4, the lonely Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6-7 because the NFC South sucks. Number 5, the Dallas Cowboys at 10-3. Number 6, the Washington Commanders at 7-5-1. Number 7, the New York Giants 7-5-1. Number 8, the Seattle Seahawks. Number 9, the Lions at 6-7. Number 10, Packers, who I think everything down is over.
I think the Panthers could just because they can win the division.
Well, I was gonna say
I want the Panthers to win to make the playoffs because of that guy's $350,000 bet of them not making the playoffs.
I think
I
the
just want him
NFC
to lose
South
his money.
As bad as I think the Panthers are, the Buccaneers are also so bad that with the Panthers in second right now, they could lose the one game to the Lions and win the other 3 and make it.
Well, the Saints, listen, Saints still have a chance. Saints right now, they have the
They
They have the
could.
Falcons.
The Saints have a chance.
yeah. Saints have
They
the
technically-
Falcons, Browns, Eagles, which they'll probably lose to, and the Panthers. Well, the Eagles will probably be packing it up at that point.
At that point, yeah, probably. I mean, I
Hmm.
think the Eagles would win with backups in. I
Okay,
don't.
okay, all right. Relax. You're not even in the playoffs yet. Chill.
And the Saints aren't even really in the hunt. so-
Falcons, Browns, Eagles, and Panthers. I think we'll beat the Panthers because they've already beaten us once this season.
Who's the quarterback in that game? Because I think that matters.
I don't think it matters.
Unless Jameis comes back, the Saints aren't winning that game.
Let's say the Saints go 3-1, so they'll finish 7-10.
I'm looking at 4 losses right now, maybe 1 against the Falcons.
The Browns suck,
The Browns are better than the Saints.
but they suck.
The Browns have Nick Chubb. Alvin Kamara hasn't done shit in weeks.
I mean, the Browns suck. I don't want to say it again because they got Bill Cosby over there, but they suck. All right, Browns aren't
That
good.
is absurd.
Okay, fine. Maybe they beat the Browns. Then I don't think they win more than 1 game.
Listen, what's Tampa Bay's record? Let's see what Tampa Bay has. I mean, their
don't
Final
know
Four.
what it is.
Tampa Bay.
Someone they just
Buccaneers
posted
are-
they just posted the playoff picture in the game, and the loitering section is the Jets, Patriots, Jags, and Raiders.
The loitering section. That's pretty
You know-
funny.
You know what I would say though is, as far as seeding is concerned in the playoffs, I wouldn't have an issue with automatic bids for division champs if they reseeded it.
Yeah,
Like the Buccaneers shouldn't be the 4 seed if they win the NFC South. They
that's
should
not
be
a
the
bad. That's not a bad opinion. So here's the thing. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have the Bengals this week, the Cardinals, Panthers, and Atlanta. Atlanta wants to spoil Tampa Bay on the last week. They 100% do, right?
1,000,000%.
And so, I mean, they could. I don't think the Cardinals could probably beat them. They could probably lose out realistically.
The Cardinals could win. Very
I mean,
true.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could
mean,
lose
it
out, and
depends
they could
on-
end up.
That depends on the injury to Kyler.
I feel like it's too late for the rest of the NFC South, though. A lot of our all of our teams suck so bad.
I think the Buccaneers will probably win it, but I think the Panthers could just because of their defense.
So 6 and 7 right now in the NFC is the Commanders and the Giants at 7, 5, and 1. The Commanders are rolling. The Giants are done, in my opinion. They're gonna fall off the map here soon. I think the Lions will
I
probably
think the
take
Giants
that
will take
7th
the Lions.
spot.
Yeah, I think ever since losing to the Lions, the Giants have just fallen apart because they were 7-2 when they played the Lions.
So it's
Then
so
they
funny. I
lost.
think they started off 6 and 1, and their last 7 have been five.
Their last 7, they're like 1 and
Yeah.
4 and 1. Like,
Drastic. Yeah.
they're
Drastic.
like the
shift.
opposite of the Lions.
So I feel like the Lions could probably take that 7th spot over the Commanders. Because who does Washington have?
I mean,
So the Commanders
The NFC.
in their last 4 have the Giants this week. Isn't it crazy
think
how
they'll
they
probably
played
win
the
that.
Commanders? The Giants last, and then went to a bye, and now they have to play the Giants again. What?
I think the Commanders go 2-2 over their last 4.
The
Yeah.
schedule has been pretty funky this year.
Yeah, they definitely have not been the best.
Like the
7.
Patriots LA trip. 2
I
weeks
mean,
in LA.
If the Commanders finish 9 and 7-1 and the Lions win out, Lions make it no matter what. Just off of the better record because they beat 10 and 7.
I mean, Commanders have the Giants, 49ers, Browns, and the Cowboys. Yeah.
They lose to the 49ers, but they could
49ers
possibly win everything else.
I mean, they beat Dallas on the last week.
They did beat Dallas in week 4. That was Cooper Rush Dallas though.
But-
It's not
No, they
Dallas.
lost to Dallas.
Oh yeah, they did lose to Dallas.
Let's go.
They lost to Cooper Rush Dallas. They're not beating Dak Prescott Dallas.
Mm.
As much as I think
Mm, the
way
Texans
overpaid.
defense shut them down for 2 quarters.
Hey, they almost lost to
for
the
2
Texans
quarters,
yesterday.
and then the
The
next 2
Texans.
was terrible.
The
Yeah, but
Texans,
then-
though.
But then the second half was bad. I think they go 2-2 in their last 4.
I was watching that Cowboys Texans game with a smile on my face.
I was too, just praying the Texans didn't choke, but guess what they did?
They're playing for the number 1, dog. What you mean? They ain't
I
got
mean,
time to win.
What I would prefer happen is the Commanders go 1-3 beating the Giants, and the Giants go 1-3, and then the Seahawks and Lions both make it because I don't want the Commanders and the Giants don't deserve that.
I think the Commanders do
deserve
deserve
it.
it.
I don't think the
For
Commanders
the
have-
turmoil that they go through, their godforsaken owner just
Love that guy.
let them get another chance because
No,
Heineke
don't
almost
Snyder
brought
have
them to the promised land.
Don't let have Snyder have a chance at a ring. Fuck that.
Oh, good point. That's very valid.
But like I
No
want
matter what,
them,
because if they manage to win the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl somehow, Snyder would get a ring from both of those.
But I mean, he did put together the team.
Technically, his wife did, even though he wasn't supposed
I'd
to.
be fine with the Commanders making the playoffs if they start Sam Howell.
I don't think hilarious. They're not gonna take out
If Heineke throws like 3 interceptions and no touchdowns, they will.
but they'll put
But they
Wentz
go
back
right back
in.
to Wentz.
They'll put Wentz back in.
And we know how playoff Wentz is.
Playoff Wentz is dog shit. Just like regular season Wentz. He's just not good.
Okay. Oh no.
There we go.
Oh, my bad. First half of the regular season, that 1 year Wentz is really good.
Yes. That one section of season, he was
That, like,
magnificent.
Those like 6 games, he played great football, and he's done nothing.
He had his Linsanity run.
Linsanity run. You know what? I think when we start talking about Linsanity, I think we need to start figuring out how to wrap this up. Any final thoughts on the NFL's playoffs through week 15? What week is it?
It's week 14.
Week
Well,
14. It's week
It's
14.
important fantasy team week.
but
It is.
we're-
It's the last week before the playoffs. How are y'all looking?
I
Two
mean,
teams are
breaking-
goats. One team is negative, I think 20 in my point differential, but I'm still in the playoffs at 6-6.
I mean, both of my teams are finishing 10-4. So
2 of my
Actually-
money leagues are still looking hot right now. So, not mad.
I only got one money league looking good. The other one is 5-8. I don't want to. The team that I inherited from Eli, I'm going to win this week. I'll end this week 7-7, and my negative points differential is. Give me a moment. I have to do some math.
I hate to say it. I'm looking really good in that league, Oronde.
Yeah,
Like, I think I'm. Let me tell you. I'll tell you right now.
I'm
We're on
7-7, and my points
fantasy.
differential is negative 201.
I'm 10-4.
for real,
10-4.
10-4. That's the best league I've been. Oh, the best thing, my Bob. I got this right now.
That would only be my third best league.
You know what? Okay. Well, okay. Anyway, let us know how your team is doing in the comments. We appreciate y'all for joining. This is not a V-neck shirt. It is just a really big collared shirt. But Oronde, Lillian, thank y'all for joining. I have been your host, Davion, and this has been the post game. Peace.